Now, we've heard about how Doyle drives.
Doyle drives very carefully.
He just gets in a hurry.
I can put the coat under you. That's okay.
Get my sunglasses. I have more gum if anybody wants some sugarless gum.
I'll have a piece.
All right. I just spit one out.
Your produce markets, Doyle, I've noticed too, a couple of them are not open. Is this out of season?
Oh yeah, it's out of season now.
Oh, okay.
Which this one hasn't been over here.
Yeah, I
It's
got
been out
some
of
God. I
business.
just changed purses
Greg
and I haven't
Ball.
learned where
Well,
everything
one of
is.
the ball boys bought that house and
Some in there.
reworked it, but they never have moved in, and that's been a year ago.
I'll have a other thing here.
Well, I usually have some.
No, I got
Is the
some.
station there closed down?
Yeah,
I
it's been
changed
closed long.
purses, so who knows? I may not be.
Somebody built a new one here, a new produce stand. They've been in business last couple of years.
I guess I don't know.
That's all right.
I got plenty of it at home.
She got one sour
Everything.
candy.
Yeah.
Y'all want one that?
I
don't. I just brushed my teeth.
I
Randy, you want
got-
one?
I got-
Non-chewer.
That's
Everything
not
else.
good.
Everyone
Okay.
chews. This is
That's a
I'm fine.
that's a
mini flavor.
Oh,
I'm just surprised that I don't have
it.
it.
Just always irritates me.
Like when it Dole
I
golfs
put it in
on
my mouth,
Mondays
you know.
and Thursdays usually. And
I don't know.
sometimes
It just makes me nervous.
And you know, you can't brush your teeth after you eat breakfast. So I usually go stop by Hardee's and get breakfast, and I'll chew gum on or to clean my teeth.
Soon, look at that fella there. He's
Somebody
taking
passed Doyle Reed. Who got gone?
Well, I was driving slow and easy.
Yeah.
Danny Wilkes lives right there. He's had a stroke recently. One of my former students.
You're going to go the back road to Chipley now.
Yes, sir.
I thought he was going to go back home and see if there was any sad cinemas.
Y'all been this road before.
We have?
We have.
When?
What, you think that's not a pile of chips out yonder?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Or is this the way we come from Syracuse?
One day we did either way or came from Syracuse.
When we stopped by Ernest's
Uh-huh.
and Syracuse, the last reunion, I guess.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, right there is where Clay Dees used to live.
I remember that name, yeah.
We got a horse from him when he lived right there.
Which horse was
You
it?
got to be that old.
Well, your horse was always named.
The only horse we ever had.
Yeah. Not Dobbin, but Dinah. Dinah was
Yeah, I guess that's what we called her. I forgot.
Dinah.
That was a good horse. She was just a regular Mustang when we got her. Her daddy next door, she'd plow and she would ride. She would just, if we could afford the saddle, we'd have been all right. But riding a horse without a saddle is for the birds and Indians.
What kind is it?
It's a biker church now. It closed, and see, Pilgrim Rest Church is closed. Now you can turn right there and they'll go right by Pilgrim Rest Church. She died, the church closed. Not long after she died, I think.
We didn't know it was closed for a while.
You know, Bobby's sister Helen, she's been in bad shape for years and years. And Frank is in worse shape than she is now. Her husband, Frank Johnson, he's been right near death now for a good while, where he couldn't even respond hardly. In the hospital, I don't know what all. He's had a bad heart for years. Him with a bad heart, and Helen with a bad heart, and her youngest don't stand a chance. they got one girl that was, manic depressive or something. So she,
Yeah, bipolar.
bipolar. That's what she.
Actually,
Yeah,
or
you
am
can
I
turn.
at the wrong?
You can turn there. No, you can turn there, go down there, and turn back to the right. Or you could have turned. You could have turned one of those roads back yonder and gone back in there also. Yeah, this is Campbellton. This is I-273. Campbellton to Chipley.
This is one circuit.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta go that way to go to Galilee. You gotta go on across. I forgot. I'm not as far over as I thought it was.
So I guess back that way is your circuit.
What was Fanny Ray's maiden name?
She was June's June's sister.
I got. You remember when I asked you what Aunt Willie Moore's maiden name was a few years ago?
Yeah.
You told me Booster.
Yeah.
And Winkard was her brother or daddy, one or the other.
Her daddy, yeah. And she got a brother named Winkard too.
Yeah, I got such a big kick out of that. We went over. I told Ronnie's son and daughter-in-law that they had to name their kid Winkard Booster. They called him WP. His name is.
Well, now that could be Willie Paul.
Yeah. His real name is Zachary, but they always refer to him as WP.
That's terrible.
Booster Beanhopper.
Daddy used to tease the mother and tell her that was her boyfriend, Franker Booster.
What's the name of that creek?
He was in politics or something, his name kind of circulated. So yeah, I know who you gonna vote for.
I
You
know her
gonna
name,
vote for Franker Booster.
But I forgot.
WP's about 2 years old now, I reckon. He's a character. They send me pictures of him all the time. Cheryl keeps him every day for Mama. Where's Mama? Did she go there all alone?
Yeah,
she
graduated there. She went on and finished. She got married, I think, before school was out to the boy. He was about 10 years older than she was.
This is why I'm saying. Somebody must have lived down this way somewhere.
What's her last name?
Please.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
right back there. Right back
Yeah.
there.
Grandma used to talk about them. We'd come to Chipley to eat pizza. We'd come through here. And she'd always say something about those places and all that junk they had sitting out there. They'd have old trucks and vehicles that were broke down.
Except, well, Ann's sister-in-law was a nurse in Chipley Hospital.
And I remember a big field somewhere right nearby with dog kennels in it. And I never knew.
I think that's it right there.
Yeah, that resembled it. Only I don't think it had vinyl siding and all that.
No, it didn't have vinyl siding.
They probably modernized it now.
Yeah.
But that's it.
That does resemble it. And I could have swore there was a field. Now, I don't know if it
Well,
was.
it probably was back then.
Wasn't yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've had 50-some years to grow.
I think it was the second house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's it right there.
Yeah, that looks like it because of the way the door and all that. But that house was haunted.
This one looks a lot like that one.
Well, how'd you find? How'd you know?
I just remembered.
Oh, you remembered where it was.
Yeah.
These are some old houses back in here.
Yeah, I was a big boy then, you know. I can remember a little bit.
And Martha Ellen Sweat must have lived nearby.
Was she kin too?
Yeah, first cousin. She was one of the other Sweats.
Well, Dad, you lived on Martin Luther King Jr. Road back there. Isn't that what we're on here?
I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
no, did he?
That was
Every
Campbellton that
town
we
has
just
got
crossed.
one. got one in Cottondale. The street name is something else, but they put up a sign
that did look like,
dedicated to
I
him.
remember the basic part of the house.
That's old Bonaker right there.
Yeah. We didn't stay there long, I reckon. I don't even know.
This is Martin Luther King.
I don't know when or how long we stayed or anything like that.
Y'all need anything from a store or anything like that?
No, I can't think of nothing.
Dang, them acres fell off and hit me.
Was that an acre?
Yeah, 2 of them.
But you know, we lived here for a short period of time. I lived we lived in Fort Walton, in Cuniac Springs for a little while with Whitten, Tommy, Dale, and
McDonald?
McDonald. Cub and Dale to McDonald and Tommy.
I thought that was here.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
But I remember them living in what did I say? Funiac Springs for a little while there. Or either I went and visited them. I remember playing.
I remember listening. It was on the down slope. It was not the first house.
And that little piece might have been added on.
Yeah, I imagine.
I don't believe that
piece.
Yeah. And I remember a field, it might have been down here or something that had dog kennels all in it that we used to play in.
It's dog kennel.
It's just
Bush, the green bush.
Well, y'all need to see some more of Chipley?
Sure. So, Dad, how old were you when you lived in that house back there?
Well, it would have been, I would have been about, Cheryl was born, and she's 5 years younger than me, so I would have been 6 or 7, somewhere along there. No, I hadn't started school. It was before I started school, because I remember Martha Elliott, who was a year older than me,
is terrible here.
and some of the other girls coming home from school, and
cell phone service.
and I wasn't in school.
Sometimes I have to go out on
So
the
it must have been the very first year that we moved down here.
But yesterday I wanted to call that national do not
We
call
lived in Arlington, Georgia for a little
thing,
while.
because it's got, now's the time.
Y'all lived in
Because they're
Arlington?
going to start
It ain't
publishing
Lizzie.
them.
No, it ain't
Lizzie?
Yeah. Mom, that's where Mama,
Dawn
I
said I
think,
better
first
go
got
get
her job
called.
as a telephone
He got
operator.
something on the internet.
Oh, I didn't know
But it
y'all
was a
lived
short
in
I
period
just
of
sat
time,
in
'cause
my
I don't
chair and I
remember
had
going to
enough
school
signal
there.
that I could call.
Yeah, I know it must have been a short
Well, I'll
period.
dial, and then
Just like I didn't go to school in Chipley.
I'll run out on the porch.
I went in Upper Springs and Campbellton.
Y'all see this prosperous
Now
town?
we travel and we're in the major cities,
A lot of
hotels.
houses, that's vacant.
Good
Doors
service,
slammed
the
up.
little thing, but we just have it for emergencies anyway, because we're not.
No, we see that
Talking.
everywhere. Along the road in
Like
Georgia
Noah said,
there,
I know where
half them
he is,
old
and
houses
pretty much
and
that's
trailers
where
are
I
vacant.
am all the time, unless we're traveling.
Yeah.
And then we don't leave it on.
These are
We
all
just have it
closed on that
available.
side of the road there.
I left it
out.
on when we went out to be in Oregon a couple of years
They
ago.
people
in
living
May.
in these.
And it was so aggravating, because if the kids called me,
They having to work today.
time I could get out of museum
Yeah,
or
laying back
wherever
there
we
drunk
were,
up
you know,
against the wall.
because a lot of those
That's
places
the
you
problem
can't
with
use
a lot of
it.
these areas.
It'd start
Somebody
ringing and
lying
I'd
drunk all the
take
time.
off out there, or if they were showing a movie or something, I didn't want a documentary or something, I didn't want to disturb other people. Time I could get out the door, get out of the place, they'd hang up, call them back. They weren't available then. I said, heck, this is more trouble than this one.
We lived in one half of that one back sometime when we lived in Graceville, I'm not sure. We lived in one half of that.
Chipley seems to me like it'd be a pretty nice place to
Now, one
live.
of these places, Cheryl's friend.
Big old house down here off to the left.
Oh, yeah.
You talking about Linda
the
Children?
Coggin,
Yeah.
the Coggin
Yeah,
house
she's the
right
one
here.
that made those balances at the church for our fellowship hall.
Right, that's Cheryl's
She is
friend there.
really
Is that
talented.
the Coggins?
That's the Coggin
Coggins
house.
house. Coggins in Dearmont?
Coggin and Deer.
And after we got them, she wouldn't tell us how much she was going to charge. We bought the material. We just happened to see
went there
her at
one
the
night.
place stood by that building while they were fixing her
I
grave.
guess they still have the Williams reunion.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
kids still get out of school to go to.
I don't think so. Y'all don't want to roam around the cemetery.
Well, we did that last
Yeah,
time.
we did.
Oh, you did?
Randy took pictures. Williams, Baxley, I recognize all those names.
And I saw the ivy.
Now, the folks were raised on somewhere right down this way, weren't they, Doyle? Aunt Cora and Mama?
I don't know where they live down here.
On
I
that
never
road
did.
coming up from the main drag, I think, before you turn left here, somewhere along in there. Didn't your folks originally live in that area? The Sweats did too, apparently lived right near at that time. Right near where the folks did.
Well, are there any sweats down here?
I don't know that there is anymore
I think
because
I'll
they.
go back around here and go.
That goes to Grace.
Because when they
Yeah, well, you turn
they,
right up there though, and
Oh.
go back out by Bunker.
Grandma and Grandpa Sweat lived up north of Graceville in the edge of Alabama. Up until they died. Go out from Graceville and go up there. It's only 3 or 4 miles, I reckon, to the state line. They lived up in Geneva County, I think, there. But I'm thinking that they lived down here because that's probably where Mama met Brady, was down here.
Producing electricity now.
Oh, it is?
Man, by the big way. I mean, they produced, I forgot how many megawatts they produced, but they produce a lot of electricity.
All right, look for the
Using
Satsumas.
the gas off the landfill to run the, to furnish the current. I mean the heat they need.
Uncle Jeff's old place. And
I
I don't see any Satsuma.
No, there's just the
There's
bush.
Toby's cane.
There's no Satsumas shining, so
There sure isn't.
I doubt if anybody made any this year.
They sure didn't have
We should
any.
have gone by Dawn and Brinky's and seen if they had any. We could have got some. She wouldn't have cared. Even if they weren't home and there was plenty of it, we could have had all of them, I'm sure.
I hadn't heard her talking about it, so they
She
must
hadn't
not have.
mentioned it, and she usually invites everybody to go get some because they have more than they know what to do with. I just don't believe they made all over the area.
And I wonder, do they bring them up and sell them at these fruit stands out here in Cottondale? We could check when we leave.
I don't know.
Now we got some Satsuma fields down below the Glass Boys.
I don't know where they are.
Well, they're right, south of Cottondale there a little way, back toward Kinesville area. And they grow Satsumas for the market.
You'd think these markets right there in Cottondale would sell all, citrus products and all.
Yeah, I don't know whether they sell them or not.
We can check when we go leave town. We'll drive by one of them and see what they find.
For sale. They got that land for sale, huh?
Now, where was it? Where did the glasses? Have we come to where the glasses?
Yeah, we just passed this place right back. That's what's for sale there.
And then we used to go up here to
Yeah, to Josh
Dykes
right down there.
play ball and such as that out there.
Now, Jimmy, they all in here now. There are just deer and wild hogs galore. All in here. Anywhere you want to go, just all kind of deer and wild hogs just eat up their farms.
They're getting them wild hogs bad up there in Elizabeth City area.
They've got them in town.
In town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild hogs
They
are
had to
just
come
taking
out and
over.
kill them.
We've always he and Tim have killed I don't know how many, but bunches of them.
And we didn't have deer when I was young, did we? I don't ever remember us messing with
Oh
deer.
Lord, everybody was so poor if they had a wild hog, buddy. Somebody would kill him and eat him right quick. And a deer too. So There weren't any. They had killed them all.
I never knew of any deer being around growing up.
I've told that story many a time about that time that wild Piney Woods rooter Sal got after Doyle, and he jumped in an old turpentine burrow, and that hog rooted around there, and finally she turned over backwards to him, and Doyle pulled her tail in the bunghole and tied a knot in it, so she couldn't get away from that barrel, and he jumped out and run home. And we went back out in the woods a little while later, and Sal had pigs, and every one of them had a keg on his tail.
Do you remember Wendell McDaniel? You don't remember him. He lives right down this road now on the first house. He lived at Tampa for years and years, and then retired, moved back up here. Built him a house right down there.
That's at Heaven's Way Bible Church. That's that bikers church that they've started. They all ride motorcycles.
Randy McDaniel lived right up the road there just a little way, and he had 2 wives, and had just a house full of young'uns, and by both women, and then when he died, Josh Shoup, who lived on this side, he would go up and see those women. He had 17 young'uns at home one time. 15 young'uns at home. Them too. So they replenished the earth.
Yeah.
Lucy Shoup still lives back there, but her sister Patricia died a while back, and Jim Frank's dead, and Mary's in bad shape. Several of those young'uns is dead.
I remember the name Jim Frank Shoup, right?
Yeah, Jim Frank was my age, see. He's been dead a few years now.